Embassy of the Blessed Kingdom of God for All Nations is one of the largest evangelical churches in Europe. It has more than 20,000 members in Kiev and about 50,000 members in other countries. The church founder, Pastor Sunday Adelaja, is the author of more than 50 books about Christian life.
And I believe that Pastor Sunday Adelaja is the closest thing I've ever seen to someone fully committed to the purposes of God.
The basic purpose of his ministry is to raise up strong leaders that will be able, in their turn, to raise up other leaders. This is the reason why 14 Bible schools and institutes have united in the Embassy of God Spiritual Academy. Thousands of graduates have gone out to various countries. More than 300 churches are under the Embassy of God. 218 of them are in Ukraine and 113 abroad. Only 34 branches of the Embassy of God hold their meetings every Sunday around the city of Kiev. This is the house of God where I serve. This is my family. I feel I am needed here. This is the place where I can realize my potential. For me, the church is my whole life. I have life, happiness, and love here. This is the place where I feel very comfortable. I always can come here and find joy. I found the real family of God. Influential politicians, members of the parliament, and municipal deputies are all members of the Embassy of God. By acting according to Christian moral principles, they influence the legislative authority of Ukraine. Every day in the parliament, I speak more and more about God. The church must be a leading force of the society. Many who were unemployed before coming to the Embassy of God, and due to the pastor's work, have now started their own businesses. In the Reformation Business Academy, qualified specialists hold seminars on how to do honest business. The businessmen of this new generation now build their work on biblical principles. This is why support for family-style children's homes, hospitals, and boarding schools are an essential part of their activity. In order to solve manufacturing problems, advice bureaus in the factories have been established. The charity center, Stefania, is sponsored by the businessmen of the Embassy of God. Every day, more than 1,500 homeless and needy people receive a free hot meal.
Хвалите Господа, все народы, прославляйте Его, все племена. Хвалите Господа, все народы, прославляйте Его, все племена. Ибо милость Его к нам велика, истина Господня вовек. Ибо милость Его к нам велика, истина Господня вовек.
Every year, the Love Rehabilitation Center holds the March of Life against AIDS. During its existence, more than 3,500 alcoholics and drug addicts have received a normal life. God has set me free from alcohol, and now I have a dream and calling. I was a drug addict for 5 years. God has given me freedom and a sense of life. The qualified counselors of the Trust Hotline help those who have found themselves in crisis situations. During its 5 years of existence, more than 70,000 people have been consulted. Precautions about negative social problems among scholars and students have become one of the most important directions of the Embassy of God's activities. Many teenagers are won and saved by this work. Hundreds of children are rehabilitated and brought back home. The Embassy of God runs the complex program of solving family problems. The work of the Marriage Preparation School and Advice Bureaus is directed to equip and prepare people for marriage. The Embassy of God continues to work on the subject of spiritually moral family planning. Women's groups are arranged where pregnant young mothers can get necessary psychological help. The qualified consultants are working on the psychological consequences of abortion and AIDS prevention. In the men's groups, husbands are helped to take their proper place in the family and society. The annual men's conference draws thousands of men, not only from Ukraine, but from abroad as well. This is the place where I can find God. The church is the life I am living now. The raising up of Christian morals and ethics is the main direction of the youth social organizations of the Embassy of God.
The things we have seen are so great, and would like to transfer something like this to Greece, where we have started church, AWC Athens Worship Center, and would like to see Greece being blessed as Ukraine. You're a great example.
Through the TBN and Revelation TV satellite channels, Pastor Sunday's preaching is heard by more than 200 million people. The branches of the Embassy of God are functioning in more than 300 cities and villages of Ukraine, as well as in the countries of the former Soviet Union, Canada, India, South Africa, Germany, the United Arab Emirates, Latvia, Israel, and Holland. Today, the influence of the Embassy of God has spread into 100 countries.